I can tell you it's all public, and the origin address, whoever that is or whatever that is, got half. And it appears to be happy to not stake. And well, so it sends to other addresses, and then those other addresses used to stake, and it was reducing the market cap and reducing everybody's payouts. In a yield where everyone's comparing their farming payouts, that's probably not useful. And when a yield, like being higher up in the market caps gets you more eyeballs, that's probably not useful. And so I don't have a crystal ball, but maybe the reason that you only have a 10% staked rate in HEX is because the people that have big bags of HEX would prefer that new users were getting higher rewards that are competitive with an average 40% payout before USD appreciation, a 40% payout in HEX, to help be competitive with all the other things that are out there. Whereas if all of the whales in the system decided, hey, you know what, let's just all stake. And if all the whales in the system staked, it would reduce everyone's payouts, and it would reduce the market cap because those coins get burnt. But it would also reduce the amount that these guys were getting in yield from being able to sell. And so it's a balance. There's an art. It's like voltage and amplitude, kind of. You know, you end up with watts, but you can up the amperage or you could up the volts. They both compound to equal watts. So you can either
could you kill HEX tomorrow if you wanted to?
No, it's impossible.
No, not just technically, but in any way.
No, like, so
that's part of my concern with HEX is that you could tomorrow have a mental breakdown and fall apart and say everybody sell, and then everybody would sell because everybody looks up to you and looks for advice.
See, this is the one thing that, like, HEX has dipped 70% like 5 times.
You have full control over this thing.
No, I don't, because the chart would look way less crazy. If I had full control, the chart would just be a fucking up and to the right diagonal, and it wouldn't be like zoom death. We wouldn't be doing death so often if I was in charge.
But it exists at your mercy.
You're saying that, but it's not true. Satoshi left Bitcoin. How did it go? No. You can do chain analysis on all the liquidity. The Hexicans, I did chain analysis on the liquidity. I looked on the ETH pair, which is 1/3 of the liquidity on Uniswap. And these guys have a lot of coins I would never buy in my entire life. A lot of weird looking coin fanatics in there. You go on QuickSwap, a product I've never used and provide no liquidity on. I don't know who, like, there's $500K or $1 million liquidity there that just Hexicans put there. You know, we're also the number, like, and here's the other thing. All that liquidity that's just in the moment, that's not the real liquidity. The real liquidity is buyers that step into the market when the price is lower and sellers that step into the market when the price is high. And they are not sitting in the automated market maker. So, like, the majority of liquidity in any project is not in the market at the time. Like, if you look at houses, what percentage of the total house value of the world is currently sitting is bids or asks in the house market? A pitiful percent. And so the majority of all value of all healthy commodities or tradable things is not sitting in, like, the automated market maker, because it's inefficient. Like, the money that's sitting in the automated market maker is also not doing other things. So it's just sitting there kind of unused, which is why you see this rehypothecation of, you know, lending market for LP tokens and things like that to try and improve capital efficiency. So, well, first of all, okay, every single important thing in the world is controlled by one guy. America has a president. He can just at will nuke Russia whenever he wants. He's like, I'm drunk. Let's nuke Russia. And he could. And it's okay. And everyone's like, yeah, we want that. We want that guy to be able to nuke Russia at will. Literally. One guy. Okay. Elon Musk goes on Twitter. Elon Musk's like, yo, Dogecoin, you will get my full support if the whales sell, because the only problem I see is centralization. You're like, oh, that's funny. What percentage do you own of Tesla? 30%. Does anyone own 30% of Doge? So maybe you should learn from what works. So what works is centralization and ownership. If you look at any successful coin, including Bitcoin, the ownership is massively centralized. Every fucking time. Always. Every coin. And so then people get this dream. They're like, decentralization is really good. And it is for censorship resistance. Only. And it's really bad for everything else. For everything that's not censorship resistance, decentralization is horrible. And what is actually good? Vertical integration. So when you're vertically integrated, you pay less margin for things because you own all the things. They're like, oh, we want to put out ads. All right, well, we'll just have our newspaper company put out ads. Oh, we need to buy parts. We'll buy parts from our own parts manufacturer. So vertical integration, mergers and acquisitions, is known to be the most effective way to do things. Why does Facebook never get replaced? Because they buy everything that could replace them. They bought Instagram. They bought WhatsApp. You can't replace Facebook because they're like, oh, you coming to S-curve us? You coming to fucking turn off our on-ramp? Well, boom, we'll buy you. So the shit that works, and obviously works, is centralized ownership and centralized control. And it is visible in everything that is good in the whole world. But then crypto-tards, they think they're smart, and they're like, decentralize all the things. And you're like, no. You just decentralize the consensus network. And everything else should have fucking whales. Because the whales don't have to sell. You think Elon Musk is like dumping his Tesla shares? He's not, which helps the Tesla price. But the fucking plebs that want to buy things, they dump the fucking price. And they hurt the price. And so anytime you see the HEX price dip, you go on chain and you go see who fucking sold it. I'm willing to bet you ain't going to find no Origin Trust coins getting sold. But you're going to see fucking pleb coins getting sold. So like, yeah, people just don't like, so basically your fear, you shouldn't have. This particular fear, many of your fears you have are perfectly wonderful, but this fear about centralization, it's like Tesla, like how much control does Zuckerberg have of Facebook? Most of it. How does that work out?
Well, I don't fear centralization. I'm a fan of centralization when it matters, you know. I don't want my there's plenty of cases where, yeah, every company that, like Tesla, I wouldn't want a decentralized Tesla. You need a visionary leader.
People do it in their best interests. So if you were the founder of a token, what would be in your best interests? Destroy your life's work or be a billionaire? Be a billionaire seems like the no-brainer. Yeah.
I get that.